On this episode of Car News Rundown, Nissan unleashes the Armada, Ford's Bronco Sport goes Sasquatch hunting, off-road the EVs, and it's almost time for a new Scout. Topping this week's rundown, if you want a full-size SUV but don't want to be just another suburban or expedition driver, one Japanese automaker would like to remind you there's another choice. Nissan is finally showing off the 2025 Armada redesign. The next generation of the company's full-size SUV takes a big leap forward in technology while taking an evolutionary approach to exterior design changes. The overall silhouette looks familiar, but all of the detailing is different. Based on the respected Nissan Patrol sold internationally, often seen in service in UN peacekeeping fleets, the Armada shares its basic outline with the Infiniti QX80, but this time around the two are much more distinct. The Armada gets big blocky LED headlights and taillights and an upright tailgate and D-pillar. To further emphasize the truck's off-road lineage, there's a new Pro 4X model that gets a different front end with Nissan's 3-slot upper grille and a tidier front bumper with skid plates and improved approach angle. It also gets blacked out fender flares, all-terrain tires, and 9.6 inches of ground clearance. Nissan says the platform it's riding on is substantially stiffer than before, with upgrades like available adaptive air suspension and adjustable ride heights, locking rear diff, 8,500 pounds of towing capacity, and a switch to electric power steering. The biggest news is the loss of Nissan's 5.6-liter V8, ditched in favor of a GTR-related twin-turbo V6. Good for 425 horsepower and 516 pound-feet of torque. The engine is paired to a new 9-speed auto with paddle shifters. Of course, all-wheel drive is still available. The new powertrain should do wonders to drag the Armada into the modern era. Another big focus of modernization is the Armada's interior, which gets a new layout dominated by dual 12.3-inch screens, or larger 14.3-inch displays on higher trims. Quilted leather seating and open-pore wood class up the place, and tech features like Google built-in and a Klipsch audio system make the Armada a better place to spend some time. The usual raft of semi-autonomous driver and safety aids have all been updated for the new truck. We're very curious to see how Nissan's biggest SUV stacks up against its full-size competition. The company could really use a hit right now. Expect the truck on dealer lots late this year. One of the biggest hits of the last few years has been Ford's compact cute ute, the Bronco Sport. For 2025, Ford has taken the scalpel to the Sport with a bunch of tweaks aimed at increasing the crossover's capability. The most obvious news here is the addition of the Sasquatch package, borrowed from the company's bigger Bronco. Seen here in this video, the Sasquatch package gets beefy 29-inch all-terrain tires designed by Goodyear specifically for the Bronco Sport. To fit those tires, the company has added new springs and Bilstein rear shocks with piggyback reservoirs, all good for almost a half-inch of lift. Ford's twin-clutch all-wheel drive unit comes with what it says is a locking rear differential. Sasquatch also gets a bunch of off-road armor like steel skid plates, a front brush guard, and modular bumpers with extra armor and recovery hooks. Ford has also added a new off-road rally mode for additional stability during high-speed driving in the dirt. Inside, the biggest update is the addition of Ford's Sync 4 infotainment system with the new 13.2-inch center touchscreen. There's also a 12.3-inch digital gauge cluster, and the Ford Copilot 360 Assist Plus suite of driver aids is standard. New center console grab handles help passengers hold on for dear life while going off-road. Outside, changes are subtle, with cool new tie-down points for your gear as well as modular bumpers with mounting points for brush bars and additional lighting. The 2025 Bronco Sports go on sale in November, with the Sasquatch package expected in the first quarter of 2025. One of the biggest EV hits that doesn't wear a Tesla badge, the Hyundai Ionic 5, is getting its first big facelift. The big news here is the addition of the XRT trim level. With standard dual-motor all-wheel drive, it gets a suspension lift of 0.9 inches for improved ground clearance. There's standard 18-inch wheels with all-terrain tires and a whole bunch of black trim and bumpers to play up the car's rugged intentions. And don't forget the red recovery hooks, because off-road. The more important news comes in the form of upgraded battery options. The standard battery goes from 58 kilowatt hours to 63, while the bigger battery is bumped from 77.4 to 84 kilowatt hours. That all boosts range anywhere from 7 miles to 30 miles depending on trim. All batteries will now be fed via the NACS charger compatible with Tesla's supercharger network. Mild tweaks include updated bumpers, steering wheel, climate control buttons, and the addition of wireless Apple CarPlay. Expect the 2025 Ionic 5, now to be built in Georgia, to go on sale later this fall. The Scout is almost here. Well, kind of. The electrified SUV being developed by Volkswagen is set for an October 24th debut. The German car giant took over the famous off-road brand with the intention of building what will likely be the closest thing we've seen yet to a full-on Rivian R1 competitor. Ironically, VW is now working with Rivian to install their tech in future Volkswagens. We're curious to see if that means the Scout will share any DNA with its closest rival. Scout says the new models will present a bold, iconic design featuring multifunctional spaces for gathering and connection. They also confirmed there will be both a truck and SUV variant. We're all for more legitimate off-roaders, and we can't wait to see what VW has up its sleeves. But while the debut is only a few weeks off, don't expect to see Scouts on sale for at least another year. This is Car News Rundown, your new source for automotive news, debuts, and analysis. Like and subscribe to get our latest updates. Thanks for watching.